Peace, peace, peace. How y'all doing? I hope that you're okay. I hope your mental health is intact. And I hope that you're happy. I genuinely do. So let's get right into this. Young Miami song, Spin That. Very controversial song. All over America, you see videos, little girls, grown women, older women, really is women, unless you see some punks dancing and singing to the song. Who's that song for? Who's that song for? And this may be a little bit more passionate of a video than my normal videos. And it's growing and I'm learning. And the more I am consistent with this, I know that in due time, I will get a core audience, more listeners, and I'll be able to take this thing to the top. But I want to thank everybody who listen, who go and watch the video, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Videos are on all platforms. So, it's a war going on outside. What you mean, Brother DeLanton? It's a war going on. And it's a war for the hearts, souls, and minds of the people. They say a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Why is a mind a terrible thing to waste? Because your mind is the creativity that can bring you out of a situation or put you into a situation. Your mind is more powerful than the actual brain that you have. I'm gonna say that again. Your mind is more powerful than your brain. What do you mean by that? With your brain, you can think thoughts. And if you focus on that thought long enough, if you get up and do something pertaining to that thought, you can bring that thought manifest from a thought into reality. That's the gift that God has given us as human beings. Many of us don't understand it and don't know it. That your thoughts shape your reality. So, Young Miami, a female hip-hop artist who I believe was with a group called City Girls, put out a lot of hood, discouraging type of songs in that group. A lot of it doing the typical dissing black men stuff. Then I guess her and the girl that was a part of the group, they had a falling out. So she broke off and now she's by herself, a solo artist, and her name is Young Miami. And this is for the people who don't know, who may see this video, because I'm quite sure most of the rest of y'all know who Young Miami is, and you know about her music. Because when you have young black women who make music, if she's willing to make coochie popping, ghetto music, she will be elevated in this music industry by those who are in control of the record industry. And we know that the ish people are those who are in control of this industry. So let's take it back to the early 2000s. A few rappers came out, I believe Crazy Bone, who else? I think maybe it was Chingy. But a few rappers came out and they went on a podcast and they told a story about how the same people who owns the record labels and the publishing houses own the prisons, the private prisons, or their mega donors to the prison system. So they eating off of the prison system. And the labels, I think this was in the 90s or early 2000s, wanted to switch the music from conscious black rap to gangster rap, because this will influence young black males and some young black women to want to be like gangster rappers and be out here in the world committing crimes which will fill up the prisons. And it worked. Plots against the black community. Now, here we are. And we at war. We at a mental war. We at a stage in our sojourn in this country where black people are waking up. You see a conscious level coming over us, like me, and I'm 42. My birthday is in a few days. I'll be 43. I've never seen, but I was born in 1983. And I remember the Cross Colors era, the dashiki era, black rappers talking a little bit more conscious, but I was very young at the time. So then all of a sudden, Jay-Z bust on the scene. And although Jay-Z had consciousness in his raps, he talked a lot about the streets and drug dealing. He influenced a drug culture, whether we want to admit it or not. Jay-Z influenced a drug dealing culture across America. Then, a few years later, 50 Cent came out. And when 50 Cent came out, he influenced a gangster being a gangster type of sentiment in the rapping. A revenge if somebody harm you sentiment in the rap. These two eras, from the late 90s and the early 2000s, the gangster rap era, the drug dealing era, devastated young people across America inner city youths. Then in the mid 2000s, we got Young Jeezy, who came out as the drug dealing rapper you could ever see. And then Rick Ross, another drug dealing rapper. It reinforced the drug dealing culture in black youth. Now, since drug dealing is not as popular anymore, since now the gangster is not as popular anymore, crime is actually down in most major cities in this country. Amongst black Americans, crime is down, the lowest it's been in a long time. And the reason why is because we're fighting a battle. God is amongst us, and he is the knower of all things. He's pumping righteousness into the black man's mind and the black woman's mind. But then we have Satan pumping wickedness into the minds of our babies and our children. And then they reinforce it with police violence against us to make us fear and more susceptible to wickedness. How does that work? Let's talk about the mind. When you wake up in the morning and you turn on your news and all you see is, or you go on your social media and all you see is black youths, black men mainly, and even black women being harmed by police, and you feel helpless. It's nothing that you can do about it because you feel powerless to be able to fight the dominant society. You can't play their game because the game is rigged. Okay, then you get up, you going to work, you turn your radio on in your car, and all you hear is a Young Miami song talking about scamming and doing things that will lead you into the prison system. How does that work on the human mind? First you feel powerless. Then you feel overwhelmed. Then you get a euphoric feeling from a song that's talking about criminal activity. What does that do to the human mind? It trains the mind like a dog. Now, Brother Delanton, why do you say that? If you take a dog and you train it to fight, every dog it sees is going to want to fight that dog. The mother will have puppies. The puppies will come out the mother's womb fighting each other. Why? Because you train the mind of that dog to fight. This is the same thing that the wicked scientists of this world is doing to black people. Now, they would never give one of their children a song to sing like that, and I'm quite sure she did not write that song. I'm quite sure that she came to the studio and they handed her those lyrics, told her to get her behind in the booth and rap that song. The problem is we keep going for it because We want money, fame, and luxury. Here's the second problem. You have people like Silly Gilly the Kid out of Philadelphia reinforcing foolishness. You have people like a Trick Daddy reinforcing foolishness. You have people like Uncle Luke, who is Caribbean, has nothing to do with our culture, but always speaking on something that has to do with us, reinforcing this diabolical foolishness. When you put songs like that out, then you scroll social media, you see teachers in classrooms, Caucasian teachers, even black teachers, singing this song with their students. You see graduations, and they're playing the song at the graduation, and everybody's dancing to the song. It's like, has wickedness overtaken us? And this is why we are beckoned by the voice of the righteous to pick a side. Either you're going to be on the side of righteousness, or you're going to be on the side of evil. That's the order of the day. There is no in between. Either you're going to be on the side of righteousness, or you're going to pick wickedness. Everybody can't go. And the reality is, a lot of us is not going to make it. When the call of God, the horn is blown, and we have to make the ultimate choice. Because some of us are so steeped and in love with the wickedness of this world that we can hear a song. And I'm not ragging on Young Miami, because I don't believe it's her fault. I believe that her desire for money, fame, and luxury is overwhelming her sense of caring about the message that she puts out. Because if somebody presents you with $1 million check to sing a song, when you come from abject poverty, when you ain't never had nothing, and now you got the money to buy your mother a house, you have the money to take care of your siblings, your children, you know that you could go on tour using that song and make a couple more $1 million. It's hard for a person that comes from poverty to turn that down. I understand that. Here's the kicker. Young Miami mother was sent to prison because she was with a scammer, her mother, who robbed a store. She was the getaway driver. During the police chase, her mother hit a pedestrian and killed the pedestrian. So when that song was presented to her, she should have wholeheartedly said, oh no, I could never do anything like put a song out like this, after knowing what her mother did and how she suffered from what her mother did. I might have to do a part 2 to this one. So, y'all bear with me.